But moving on, let's talk about us, fellas. It's time to do. We gonna call it a segment like our Damo flex.
Whoa.
I don't know what we should call it, but yeah,
Knees
flex
out,
on
dick
'em.
out.
Something.
Flex on what?
We flexing on who we are because people need to know who we are. I was talking to some people and they was like, yeah, it's cool that you bring all these people on the show and we get to know about them, but we need to trust y'all.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, we could do that, because I started talking about who Courtney was. I didn't say Damo that much. I was like, yeah, Courtney's a cool guy. Like, he's about community. He's about the people. He used to be a coach, or is still a coach. I don't want to say used to be, but heavy into coaching, kids development. My brother, he's my brother, and he's chore daddy. And then I got the Damo. I was like, dude, he's all right. But I was thinking about myself and who I am, right? I was like, yeah. So anyway,
Average Joe.
That's what you would think, right?
Man,
is the
fuck
average Joe.
Average Joe.
But I Googled myself. Yeah, I was like, let me see where I'm at in these streets.
So when you did it in Chrome, did you sign out of your browser to say, I'm not James Cain?
I did.
Okay.
I did. So
Wait, what?
So first of all, two things. James Cain is a popular name. So I didn't Google James Cain. Most of my people know me as J. Cain. So I did the whole Diddy thing, like back in, because he was hot, right? So he went from Puff Daddy to P. Diddy to Diddy, So I went that route. And most people know me by J. Cain.
The symbol.
Yes, the symbol. Y'all refuse to call me J. Cain, but that's because y'all family.
I call you by
friends.
your government, brother.
That's
I call
what
him
I'm saying.
Killer, man. I call him Killer.
You call me Killer. When you
I
mad
call-
at me, you like, James.
James.
James, can you do this? But I Googled J. Cain. You could Google J. Cain, and I'm top 5, man. Dead or alive. Top 5 spots. So you could. So LinkedIn is first.
Mine is too.
And then Twitter. I'm top 4. Then it's some other J. Cain on Instagram. Then my Instagram on J. Cain. Or Cain J is what it is. But then something else, I forget. But Facebook or something. I'm out here, man. I'm out here.
But what's the theme of who you are?
The theme of me is, so I'm going to give it up today. For those that don't know who I am, I think a lot do, but I'm a engineering manager for a reputable company called Slack. People just know that. I'm going out there. I might have to timestamp this, but I'm an engineering manager, senior now. I got promoted.
You're a senior man. You got promoted?
Oh yeah, I got promoted, man.
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't you say anything?
I didn't know you cared.
What do you mean I don't care?
All right, man. I got promoted, senior manager, man.
What?
Senior engineering manager.
You're like a fucking unicorn, dude.
Yeah. So I'm feeling good about that. I appreciate that, Damo. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to
The
me,
nicest
man.
thing he's ever said, man. So
Yeah.
now I know why we have to use Slack as our business communication.
Whoa. Oh yeah, absolutely. So we
In our
communicate.
in our business communications.
Absolutely.
We communicate
Our
on Slack.
business communication all through Slack.
What? You got promoted? Dog, that's
Yes.
dope, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So yeah, I work for Slack.
No, stop. Let's put this in
Come on.
perspective. No, real talk. Black engineering managers at the senior level, dog, you're in top 1%.
I appreciate that.
Shout
man.
out. Shout out to
Thank
Killer.
you, man. Thank
Shout out to
you.
That's
Killer.
real talk.
Shout out to Killer.
I appreciate that.
And his
man.
name is Killer.
And
At work, it's not. It's like, hello,
James Cain.
hello, sir. Hello,
no,
Jay.
you know what's funny, man? So I'm trying to step into being authentic at work. So I do have a picture on my profile at Slack, and it has me on one of the photos from
Shoot.
our shoot. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
man, I'm trying to be real. Like I don't want to hide nothing. And
Man, what's real though? Like, what's real?
you know what
Hey.
real is? This is hold on, and I'm gonna throw it
No,
to
go.
y'all real quick. So speaking of real, I received this at work today.
Whoa.
Verbatim, this is what it says. Hi, I just saw someone gums on my IG story post about a podcast, and I was like, that guy looks familiar, and it was you. I'll be sure to check out your podcast and let you know my thoughts about it.
Uh-oh.
Doom, doom, doom.
Man, I was like,
why we got that on the soundboard?
right. I'm just going to be in
Doom, doom, doom.
When I got that, I was like,
Your heart dropped.
holy shit.
Heart
Like,
dropped.
uh-oh. I felt a little bit uncomfortable, and I was going to hit her back and say, if you could not, don't even spread that out or anything like
Financial
that. But I was like,
financial
all right.
stability has been threatened.
That's everything that was running through my mind of like, what have I said on this podcast that could potentially
Nothing.
end me? And I was like, yeah, to your point, nothing. But it's a real thing, man.
It's uncomfortable.
It
I
is.
get it.
It is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And people will probably look at me in a different light or something, maybe not, but this is who I am.
It's
So
one of the hardest
I'm
parts
going to let
about-
people
It's one
know
of the
who
hardest
I'm in.
parts about podcasting, man. It's trying to balance podcasting and not getting paid, and trying to balance out podcasting and your day job.
In my day job. So
Hard.
all of us are in that position, right?
Mhm.
And it's starting to catch momentum,
Mhm.
Uncle Damo. And I'm going to timestamp this, but you work at Intuit.
I do.
And that's how, so majority of your network and your power structure is based in a tech company that is very reputable, well-known, many apps that people are using today.
Mm-hmm.
Powered
so-
by Intuit, right?
Powered by Intuit, like all that stuff. So tell us a little bit about, like, do you have that power struggle of like, yo, I don't want people to know what I do outside of work?
No, it's just like I love the people that I work with. Like, it is, so the people that I work with are what make me want to come to work every day. I work with some amazing people. So let me give you like the people that I work with, just to give you a visual. It's a ton of smart people
Yeah,
that don't have all the answers.
absolutely.
That's what it is. And it's in a very matrixed organization. That hierarchical shit I really don't deal with very well.
Right.
And it really doesn't really exist in my organization. So as a diversity, equity, and inclusion leader, and I have to be aware of what I
He's
say,
so
what I hear. Go ahead.
He's so contemporary, right?
No,
He is, man.
Cause like diversity, equity, and inclusion is like the thing right now. He's so like that. Like that's where companies are going, and that's where they're at right now.
Yeah, I think
I've
that's
been doing this for a minute.
No, but it's awesome. But I'm saying you're a diversity, equity, and inclusion leader at the right time.
Director.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing this shit in 2000.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter the
it's
time.
a different. It hits. No, it doesn't matter the time, but it hits different. You're at the right time.
Cool.
Okay.
And I feel like my work makes a hell of an impact
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
across the entire organization, and just like to be able to like get people in the careers that change their freaking life.
So you feel more than just a check off a box.
100%.
And that's what I'm saying. If this was 2007, that shit would like I'm the diversity, equity, and inclusion guy. It would have felt like a fucking dud because it wasn't the time.
So you're saying at
Yes.
that time, like that position wasn't effective?
It didn't have.
Yeah,
of
it's
course, I
just,
see where
it's
you're
just
going.
a face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some companies, yes. My company, like, it's embedded in the culture.
For sure.
And so I've been doing this for a minute. But it's hella empowering to see people that didn't know anything about Intuit
Right.
to be senior leaders at Intuit that look like me and you.
Absolutely. Round of applause.
Man,
Man.
Damo just fucking looks forward to Afrotech.
I do.
Shout out
That's
to
his whole
Afrotech.
motivation.
Tag Afrotech any day of the week. Hey,
Hey.
anytime y'all want to go to Oakland and go to Afrotech, let's go.
Yo, so why don't you hook up?
I'm mad
so,
that I missed
KC
it.
went with me.
Before the pandemic, I'm mad that I
Yeah.
didn't get a chance
2019.
to partake
Nah,
into that
2019.
event.
Why can't this dot be at Afrotech?
They wouldn't be able to hear us. It's too crunk.
Yeah. That would have to be something special, like we I don't even know how you would work that.
It would.
It's no way we can
No,
be at our.
there's-
It would have to be like a panel
Yes.
and like not a workshop, but just a small panel of like people to come in.
Dude,
and
it is
hear our
so
story,
much
I guess.
going on.
So it's
a
no
lot.
room for this.
No, there's room.
Oh no.
Okay.
There's room for everybody, but you
room
have
for
to pay.
everybody.
You have to pay for room.
Once you pay.
Yeah.
Once you pay for us.
Oh.
What?
Into it.
No,
Slack.
I ain't pay, like
Nope.
$100K for a fireside chat.
I think
Hell,
Lawrence and Lambert was doing.
yeah, let's talk.
He was raising his hand like he'll give us some sponsorship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought I saw
No,
that
but
in the
real
back.
talk, man. Love my job, love my people. This right here is my outlet. This is my Friday afternoon outlet.
Dude, I couldn't agree with you more when you talk about culture, right? So I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Slack and Intuit have similar alignment when it comes to diversity and inclusion, and they try to embed that in the culture. So real quick, and I won't make this long, is that the kind of things that Slack does is that we have this program called The Next Chapter, right? What that takes is, or what it's about
It's
is
like career
taking
development.
career development
Mhm.
for those who have been incarcerated.
Oh,
So we are giving those opportunities to people that are incarcerated while they're in jail to kind of learn about tech, learn a trade or something like that. And from there, hopefully bring them on to the company. So we've had a couple
Oh.
success cases. So I think Damo touched on it. Like, I think
yeah, that's great, dude.
this is the first time in my career I really felt working at a company like,
He's making some change.
yes, and they get it, and of course nothing's perfect. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
But those kind of companies, Slack, Intuit, are making those strides
Love it.
to have that inclusion and diversity.
That's
Man,
shout
it was
shout
dope.
out to them for doing that.
Absolutely,
That's dope.
And
Yeah.
the crazy thing about it, man, remember when we was in our, and like I said, I love to call this place ground zero. You know,
Yeah.
our the House of Pod. You know, what I mean, we had this conversation
Ground
around
zero.
around Juneteenth, right? In terms of it was the same conversation.
We did.
in terms of having a realistic conversation on how corporate America is, how much corporate America is invested in diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the way we got there was talking about Juneteenth.
Yes.
Right, and
We
then
were talking
my
about that.
argument was like, is it just a fad, or is
Mhm.
it something that has staying power? So to hear you say now, you know what I mean, from that conversation that we had in June to now, to say that, look, my company is working with, you know, felons to hopefully try to give them opportunity to change their lives, invest in our company, and actually progress forward to actually make some change. Yo, that's dope. Because
Yeah.
I had very little faith. Remember, I was like,
No, absolutely.
I was like, man, yo, but these companies are just tap dancing around Juneteenth and not really wanting to make any real change or wanting to see any real change.
But you had some valid points, Cole. Like, so to your point is like, I think you not walking a thin line, but your whole point was to recognize that, you know, acknowledge it, but don't make a mockery of it. Maybe not. I don't know what you want to call it, over celebrated or a marketing opportunity, whatever it was. It's just like, you know, acknowledge it and then kind of let those that work at the company kind of decide how things are celebrated. But you did have a great point in that because
Man, a perfect example in
So
my brain.
hold on,
That's
hold on.
solid.
Wait. So I'm sorry, Sauce.
and then we want to talk about what you do.
Yeah.
But go.
No. So what was the original question? Like when we started this, it was when you Google yourself.
It was, man, and then
Yeah,
we went
yeah,
on a
nah,
tangent.
nah.
So,
So-
did
so-
y'all Google y'all stuff?
Yeah, I did. So Courtney, go. What did you
Yeah.
find?
Oh, well, man, honestly, when I Google myself, naturally, a lot of Arizona State stuff pops up. A lot of
Man, what we talking
a lot of
about?
track stuff pops up. You know what I mean? A lot of sports shit pops up for me.
Yeah.
Right. But in terms of my profession, I'm like on the total other end of the other end of the spectrum in terms of these brilliant guys. I'm more, but I work with different human services, and primarily,
Brilliance has all passed, bro.
Yeah,
so don't,
no,
don't
I got
search.
it.
Don't shortchange yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm not shortchanging myself.
Because
at
I
all.
am brilliant. I don't know about this guy on my right, but
Man, he's
I'm not.
He's
You are, and you're
Hey,
I was
on.
one of the smart dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cole. We messing you up. We not letting you land. Go
I'm
ahead.
on that slow bus.
I work with different human services, primarily child welfare. So I'm in the business of keeping kids safe. You know, it's not computer, it's not hella corporate. You know what I mean? It's real ground level work. But shout out to Damien. I'll never forget the fact that, and you know what? This was one of the only times Damien did not fucking flex on nobody.
Because he could do some major flexing.
Maybe because it was the vehicle was human services, but he seriously told me, he said, called me up one day, he said, hey Courtney.
No, he was worried about somebody actually watching this. So he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Hold on, let
yeah.
me
So
get
he
on
calls
my
me-
corporate,
So it's funny. He
my
calls me.
corporate response.
He calls me up randomly. He says, hey Courtney, you got some families that may want some support around Thanksgiving. I said, you know what? Yeah. And you know, he said, hey man, reach out to them, ask them what they want, and I got them. And when I tell you Damien had them, and when I tell you Damien had them, he had them. He showed up. I said, hey Damien, meet me at the department at this certain date. He met me up there, man, and we went and kind of delivered the meals together. And it was just two families, you know. And
right.
We had one family that lived in the projects, and we had another one that was living in the assisted living, like not a like kind of Section 8 assisted living type of housing situation.
Got it.
And you know, but to Damien's credit, all the way 100%, man, it wasn't no cheap shit. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he went and got a whole bunch of canned food shit, put it in the fucking box, and it was like, here's your Thanksgiving dinner.
No, I saw it, man. He had some good food in there. He had Patty LaBelle's
man, he
sweet
had
potato pie. I wanted him to bring
patty
that
pie.
to my house.
He had patty pies.
I was like, hold on, bro. Make one more stop. Yeah.
He had Bluebell ice cream, man. Fucking nice ass turkey. Like he had shit that made these people's Thanksgivings worth it. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
No, but
shout out to Uncle Damo,
I'll
man.
I'll take it.
And Courtney for participating.
No.
man. Like,
But
seriously.
there's more to the story though.
Okay.
Like our fellas group on Instagram, I said, this is what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to contribute? And everybody pitched in. So it was my money. Yes, it was, but there was other people that were involved in this to make it happen.
Yeah.
So we got to support like your families. We got to support people from the Pirates. We got to support somebody who had just lost somebody, like their kid to a tragic death. Like there was probably I think it was 8 families that we supported.
Got it.
But like a bomb ass meal though.
Yeah,
no, that's
man,
dope. So shout out to the fellas on the IG.
Yes.
Yeah,
It wasn't just me, dude.
the first platform. So kind of just, I'm gonna kind of drift off to kind of like James's.
But what
point.
Googling yourself, that's where we're at, right?
Yeah, where you at, man?
So like I said, man, my shit is all sports. Shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not really, I don't have any crazy professional shit. My shit is all about, hey, yeah, Courtney played at Arizona State. He was this, he was this in track. It was all sports shit.
So, Cole, can I set an alley-oop up for you? Because I think I know where you're going.
Yeah.
So, and I promise. So on this pod, like we got to use this platform also because we're in our 40s, right? Like we can't get up here and always have fun. I think it's our responsibility because we big bros, we're mentors, things like that. So we got to talk about the real. And I think this is a good segue, and I'll keep it brief. I was on the phone with a old friend of ours from Montbello, TB.
Yep.
What's up? And she was like, she hit me up on the DM because she thought it would be great if we would talk about our past and our sports experience growing up. So she has 2 sons that are studs in athletics.
Man.
Studs. I mean,
Shit, they're studs. Should we call them studs though?
No, you just call them
I'm
great
sorry.
athletes.
Yeah, great
Great
athletes.
athletes.
Scholar
Great
athletes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scholar athletes, perfect word.
Scholar athletes going to Ohio State his senior year. He, I think he's ranked nationally as a point guard, and then she has
He could have went for football too.
He could have. Another son that is a junior, that is a scholar athlete in, I know definitely in football, defensive back. I think he plays basketball also, but football is his sport. Anyway, she right now is a single mom, but the dad is definitely there. Dad is was a professional athlete, got hurt, and now he's in the picture, but the way she explained it is that he's trying to find himself. Just because for him, it's always been sports, sports, sports. That's all he knows, and that's all he's done. So for you, you've talked about how, you growing up, you've always just been a natural athlete and killed at whatever you did. You was all right at basketball, but definitely at football and track, just stellar athlete. And you had mentioned at one time with the fellas about, hey, you know what I wish I would have did when I was at Arizona State, because you had hurt yourself, blew out your knee before you could get on the field. Is like, when I had that opportunity, I wish I would have took academics more serious.
Man, so much more seriously, man.
And I'll let you go.
Yeah, like I wish I took academics as seriously as you guys did. And that's what I really respect about you guys. You know what I mean? I was that guy who, in terms of athletics, things came extremely easy to me, right? So education was not on my priority list.
Right.
I literally just did the education piece as a box to check off in order to get on the field, right? And I regret that, because and it's crazy. It's almost like a double-edged sword, because whenever you want to be successful at something, in my personal opinion, there's nothing wrong putting all your eggs in that one basket. Because when you put all your eggs in that one basket, it's all or nothing. So it drives you to be great at something, right? But then on the other end, if it doesn't work out, like, where do you go? You know what I mean? So what ultimately happened to me is getting injured, man. It fucked me up. You know what I mean? Kind of mentally. And it made me feel like, because I really felt like I was nothing but an athlete. That was my whole identity. I feel like people respected me because I was an athlete. I think people were nice to me because I was an athlete. I felt like being an athlete opened up certain doors for me, right? To where my peer group were athletes as well, right? But you guys had that certain focus on education that I just did not have. You know what I mean? So in the long run, you know what I mean, but you guys positioned yourselves in positions to be in these corporate jobs, right? I'm not saying I ever want to be a corporate guy, but what you guys did for me is very important in terms of who you surround yourself with, because even though I had pretty much a career-ending injury, you guys pushed me to do more than be dressed as an athlete. Like, I saw James, I saw Damien, I saw Wasinda, I saw Darcy, I saw Herman. I saw all of these guys who are doing things using their mind, right, and not really focusing on the physical aspects of their lives, but focusing on the mental aspects of their lives to position themselves and to be into a position to effectively take care of their families. And what sucks about it, now the only thing that sucks about that is I remember watching all you guys go for your masters. And I remember I got out of my undergrad free and clear, and it forced me to go get my master's. And then now,
man, what we talking about?
Which helps me here and there. But then I'm watching you guys get your master's paid for Lockheed Martin, for IBM, for all these different places. And then now I'm sitting here paying back these student loans. You know what I mean? But I thank God for you guys, based on the fact that if I didn't have the support group that I have around me, granted we crack jokes, granted we make each other look like asses sometimes. But I have to give you guys kudos for just being my friends in terms of putting me in a network of guys who are doing things that I can look at you guys and say, you know what? Fuck, I got to keep up. I can't be broke out in these streets. I got to be able to say, hey, I got to be resilient. You know what I mean? And the cool thing about this podcast is it pushes us to kind of get out of our comfort zones and actually stick to something and be consistent, because we know that ultimately this is going to be successful. And I really see myself outside of an athlete. My life's identity has always been an athlete. And this is one point in my life where I'm like, okay with not being an athlete.
That's what's up, man.
That's long-winded, but it just is what it is.
I'm about to cry, man. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, man.
Yeah, because it kind of sucks just having your because really I've seen my whole identity out of my life as being an athlete. Because when people equate me to athletics,
right?
They don't equate me to, like, what do you like? What type of person are you outside of athletics? It's always, well, Courtney was this type of athlete. Courtney was this type of football player. Courtney ran this. Courtney did this. Outside of, hey, man, Courtney is a intelligent guy. Courtney knows a lot about a lot of shit.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know.
You always, and real quick, and I want to throw it to Damo because I think he has an interesting perspective, but I'm so proud of you, man, just because, if you don't mind me sharing, us growing up, you had a speech impediment, you know, you would stutter and etc. And then, one thing my mom said, listening to you on this podcast as I'm stuttering, that you have come so far from that. Like, she said it was awesome to see Courtney sit down in front of a mic and clearly communicate his thoughts, and you can see that, that speech impediment is gone. We all naturally stutter when we get excited or whatever the cause may be. But for you specifically, she was so proud to see you to be able to speak on this mic and do it calmly, get your point across without the stuttering, because she knows you, when you had that problem. And then Damo, the question I got for you, man, because out of all of us, you're not that athletic. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
No, you're an athlete in a different way, but I feel like you had to kind of work the hardest and prove yourself.
Yeah.
But where I want to go with this is that, and Courtney too, I think Courtney just got naturally into athletics. He wasn't forced into that. Yeah. He just, that was his passion. I think for you and I, because our parents are in the education system, like, I can imagine at home for you, like it was for me, like, yeah, athletics is cool. Mm-hmm. I'm going to support you all the way. Mm-hmm. But more important is, hey, you better have those grades together, because that's what matters, right? Like, your chances of being an athlete are slim. It's like hitting the Powerball or buying a lotto ticket, to be honest, right? Yep. Like, the data supports that, and I don't know what the exact numbers are. Mm-hmm. But for you, do you feel like, and this is what TB wanted us to talk about, was that pressure of, like, maybe in our community of, like, to be pushed so hard into athletics to be successful. Like, what are your thoughts about that of, like, yeah, it's cool, you should do athletics, you learn a lot from that, you know how to work in a team, etc. But why is it like we get caught up in that as a community to be like, yo, it's all or nothing sometimes, as far as why we put so much emphasis.
That's what's in front of our face, is you're an athlete, an entertainer, you're this, you're that. You don't get to see the senior leader, the
director,
engineer that works for this tech company that's in the top 1%, just like LeBron James, right? You don't get to see that. Like, that's not talked about. It's getting talked about now, like when you have platforms like Blavity and Afrotech and all that, these other platforms that bring that in and show, like, what black wealth looks like, and talks about Nas investing in Coinbase, Shaquille being a part owner of the Sacramento Kings. Who's LeBron's homeboy? Maverick. Boston Red Sox. He's a part owner now.
Of that.
Yeah, you don't, like, we didn't hear that back when we were growing up, right?
True.
So it was like you had these 3 avenues. 1, you're an athlete. 2, you're a rapper, hip hop artist, or this dude.
Got DJ Dope Wave.
Yeah, Dope Wave.
Crawling across the ground.
Yeah, that's actually a CrossFit workout right there.
Dude.
Like army crawls. Yeah. And then you have, so wait, I'm sorry, athlete, entertainer, or hip hop artist, entertainer. That's what you have.
Yep.
That's where we can be successful, right?
That's what.
Or at least that's what we see.
That's what the narrative was.
Got it.
So now you have in a position where like, hey, STEM is cool. Like all these other avenues are cool. So here's the thing. I never thought I was going to be an elite athlete. Never. I just ran through the motions, dude. Like I wasn't good. They called me freaking Jelly Donut for crying out loud.
Sure did. We sure did. Jelly D.
That was my nickname. Jelly D, Jelly Donut. Jelly Donut couldn't bust a grape.
Right.
Coach Mike, not Mike Watson, the other Coach Mike, killed me on that one. Said I ran around Skyland eating a jelly donut and bacon. And it stuck. So like that's one part of the equation.
Hey,
Got it.
Hey, man, but they actually
No,
have
wait, give me a second.
Jelly donut sandwiches now with bacon on it.
I don't
They
eat
do.
it. I don't even like jelly donuts.
Yeah,
That's the
you
thing.
do.
No, I don't.
Like
That's the
jelly
thing.
donuts.
I've never eaten
Okay,
a jelly.
okay, let me stop.
Elvis Presley used to eat like jelly.
I don't
and
eat like
peanut butter
Let me
jelly
stop.
and
That
bacon.
doesn't even sound good. Just walk across it, Britt.
You're good, man.
Like, yeah.
Let's not let him break his concentration.
Go ahead.
No. So let's move forward.
No, I'm saying that's the signal for us to let you land.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah. I thought
Take your time.
Yeah. So to move forward, in terms of an athlete, I talked about this before. I was a dark horse.
Okay.
Nobody believed in Damien, but two people
Your mom.
and Big Herm.
Got it.
And then I had to work my ass off because similar to Courtney, how he talked about this whole transition to corporate America and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I had to adjust because Courtney, Roman, Thal, Dwayne, Siam, like, can we like keep making this list?
The list goes on and on.
The list goes on of freaking ballers of
Bruce.
us growing up.
Yeah.
Bruce,
Darcy, did you put Darcy in there?
Dog, Darcy, Herman, like all of Sean. Like Sean is a lot like me, being a dark horse too.
Yeah. Yep.
But like, there's so many people who just didn't give us a chance.
Yeah.
Somebody gave me a chance, and I took advantage. I
You
worked
took
my
it.
ass off,
Absolutely.
and that's how. So when I Googled my name to bring it home,
Bring it home.
one thing I learned is that I would have never guessed. My name is like an athletic name.
Yep.
If you look up Damian Wright on Google,
Yeah.
you see athletes. It's crazy. All football players.
How they built, though?
There's a dude. No, they're all like special teams players.
That matters.
Yeah,
That matters.
yeah, they look like you. They look like you, not me.
They ain't
Hey.
jelly donuts?
No, they don't eat jelly donuts.
Oh, that's funny.
No, these
man.
dudes are like ballers. Dude
Yeah.
went to Boise State. There's like
No, yeah, you're right. I'm looking at it now.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
A lot of
My
athletes.
name is an athletic name.
NFL, somebody Damian Wright
Yes.
played.
Well, that was me.
No, that is not a picture of you. He keeps claiming that, man. And where'd you play?
I
NFL
claim-
Europe?
Man, Damian played in Seattle.
I played in the NFL, dude.
Oh, you
They
did
met a cup of coffee
for a
in
week?
Seattle. They had
No.
a cup of coffee.
No, for months.
Oh, for real? On the practice squad?
Not even that.
Oh, you were on the team.
I was a scrub. No, I was a scrub. I wasn't even on the practice squad.
So wait,
No,
what were
I-
you on? You were just on the roster,
I was on the roster. Yeah, like
but you didn't
from-
practice.
yes.
So
No,
wait,
but
wait,
like
what's
the dynamic
so
of the
after
NFL,
practice
I
squad?
got
What's
picked up-
below
I got
that?
picked up as a free agent,
Okay.
and you make it to the NFL. That's a triumphant moment within itself. And you know, yeah, I practiced with the dudes. I played.
Were
Like,
you living in Seattle?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What I do a virtual left
Yeah.
tackle block?
If you went on, I would think the practice squad is the lowest it goes, and you
No,
said you weren't
no,
even on
dude,
that.
Like, because that's when the roster.
That dude Damian was playing on the Oculus.
Yeah.
Is that what? Yeah, for real.
Man, what we
I
talking
was.
about?
But like,
dog.
Nah,
yeah.
okay.
No, dude, like.
No, that's a feat in itself. Absolutely.
There's nobody who would have said when I was 13 or 14 years old, I'd have been that dude. That
You
made
would
it
have been on the 5th string,
8th string, whatever it is.
offense,
but I
left
made
guard.
it. I
Are you
made
on the
it.
left or right?
I was on. I played it all.
But was you on? What is
Yes.
it? The right guard
Yes.
is the most important.
No, left tackle.
Left tackle.
I played behind Walter Stanley. No, Walter. I'm sorry, not Walt Stanley. That's the cornerback. That's running.
Daniels.
No,
He's in that bubble.
No,
He's in that bubble
no.
you was talking about.
Damn, why am I
Yeah,
drawing a
same
blank
man.
right now?
But yes,
got
while
your
you're looking
phone
for
number
that
in here.
person,
I'm about to look at it.
you are the number one on the. Yeah, when I Google Damian Wright, you're number one.
Cool.
Number two is another Damian Wright that played in the NFL, and that is not you. Young, handsome fella.
Young and handsome, not me.
Yeah.
Joseph?
Walter Jones. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Damn it.
okay. Cool.
Walter Jones.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's awesome.
Hey,
man.
who's a Pro Bowl baller?
Absolutely. That's what's up. That's
Man, Google will give up your phone number, your address.
everything, man.
Jesus.
They'll find you. So that's what I'm saying. We on this podcast. We're gonna get found. There's no
Who's
way
gonna
around
Google
that.
Uncle Damo?
Huh? I just did it.
No,
Uncle Damo.
No, I'm saying out
His,
there. I'm supposed to out there.
Yeah, Google Uncle Damo. I'm sure your IG will come up. That'll probably be the first thing. No.
Oh yeah, it should. If
That'll be the
you
first
say
thing.
Uncle Damo, yeah.
No, absolutely. All right, y'all. I think that was